Hello there, guys! So again, this is me, Tutor Leianne, and I'm here once again to give you tips for you to ace your demo lessons, Engoo demo lessons. Okay, so you might be wondering why I am promoting Engoo instead of Bibo Global Opportunity. Okay, so here's the thing. We are actually now Engoo. So Engoo recently announced that our teaching platform is being rebranded as Engoo. So basically, Engoo is formerly the Bibo Global Opportunity. They actually started 2013, so it was like 7 years ago, and they hired exclusively Filipino tutors. But now that they have expanded their, their business internationally, so we already have tutors all over the world. So that's why they've decided to rebrand it into Engoo, and to it also means it's actually a good thing, which means that we are expanding and we are growing fast, right? So that's why it is now called Engoo. Okay, so I am creating this video again because there are already some changes on their application process and their demo lesson. So before you will just like um, send an application form, and then you will be given a invitation email for a Skype interview, and then once you pass that, you will have a training and demo. But now it's kind of different. So now, if you will submit an application form, um, you will need to pass a like quick video check, and then you will also have a video recording. So you need to um, record your video and answer two questions that will be generated randomly. Okay, and then after that, you need to submit it, and you need to wait within 24 hours for the result. Okay, usually it will take just 24 hours. 24 hours. All right. So after that, so you also for the application process, you need to upload a valid ID. So it can be like passport, driver's license, a student ID if you are still a student, and then so again, application form, video test, and then lastly is the English test. Okay, so after that, once you've received an email already from Engoo that you passed the initial test, you will be invited for an interview. So of course, as like before, you need to attend the interview and pass it. So once you pass it, you will proceed to training and demo. Okay, so in the morning there is like 2 hour training, and then in the afternoon you will have your two demo lessons um, for 15 minutes each. Okay, so now let's go to the tips, because of course I know you will pass your interview, so that's why I'm creating this video, because I want you all to pass. All right, so let's go now to our demo tips. Okay, so I created this um, Google Drive form, and I'm gonna send it to you. Just send me a PM or a private message to my Facebook account so I can help you better on past demo lessons. Okay, let's begin with our pre-demo tips. Okay, so tip one, of course, you have to know the different types of materials and how to navigate the lesson materials page. Okay, so you need um, the trainer or Engoo will send you a notes that you need to review, like how to navigate the demo lessons, the materials, and everything. It will be there on the email once you passed the interview. Okay, so you need to be prepared in advance, of course. So we are now using Engoo for um, the demo lessons as well as the interview. So you will be familiar with it already once you go with the demo lesson, since you will be using that same platform on your interview. Okay, of course, like the interview, you need to be online. I suggest to be online an hour and 30 minutes before your training, because you need to, of course, you need to prepare you need to make sure your microphone is working, your video is working, your connection is stable, and you are using a LAN cable. And of course, you need to check everything, like your speed test. If you um, reach the minimum speed of zero point 0.5, both for the upload and download, so you have to um, check that as well. And of course, your um, screenshot of your desktop that is showing the you're using a LAN cable. Okay, so you have to prepare for that. Next is you have to send a message to your trainer, and then the trainer will send an instruction. So I suggest you already prepare foods, because um, there will be like just short breaks. You never know if you will be the first one to do the demo lesson. So I suggest that you prepare some finger foods or whatever to, you know, make you full during the training and demo lesson. So because of course, if you're hungry, you cannot concentrate or you cannot focus. Okay, so prepare that. All right, so that's all for the pre-demo lesson. Now let's go to during. What do you need to do during the demo? Of course, you need to wait for the student request. Um, the trainer will send that prior to your demo lesson. Okay, so basically you will have two demo lessons. So the first one will be daily news, and the second one will be the free talk. Okay, so I've provided here a sample student request. So there will be like the time of your demo. So that's 15 minutes, so be on time. Open the link 5 minutes before your demo. So if your demo lesson time is 1:20, you should open the link at 1:15. Okay? And then the name of the student request. So this is not conversation material, so it will be daily news. Okay, so the lesson type is daily news. So there is introduction. So you can see there if the student want to have a short introduction before the lesson starts. Then corrections. Okay, so I want the teacher to proactively correct my mistake, and then special remarks. So take note of this. Please make sure that you will read everything on your student request, so you know what to confirm during the demo. Okay, so that's it. Next, let's go to the Engoo new video chat system. So on your demo lesson, I mean your student request, it will there will be a link, lesson link. So as I mentioned earlier, you need to open this link 5 minutes before your demo lessons. Okay, so just click that. This Engoo new video chat system best work with Google Chrome, but I'm actually using a Opera Mini. So Opera Mini works best for me, but it might not work for you. So you might check that in advance. So prepare for make sure that your Google Chrome is working, because that Engoo is, um, I mean, we recommend Google Chrome for this platform. Okay. All right. So that's for tip 2. Okay. There we go. Okay. So as I mentioned, it works best in Google Chrome. So also prepare for your Skype just in case the lesson room will not work. Your trainer or your student might ask you to downgrade to Skype. So I suggest that you prepare that as well before the demo. Okay. So this is the Engoo new video chat looks like. Okay. So this is the video. So once you open there, before the lesson, there will be a timer here, a countdown timer. So you will see there how many minutes before your lesson start. And of course, you cannot access the chat yet because it's not your lesson time yet. Okay, so the call will automatically connect once the lesson starts. You don't need to initiate a call. So you might be shocked or surprised that your student is already there because it will automatically connect. Okay. Okay, so once the system is acting up or it's not working well, you can opt to downgrade to Skype. So there will be like a button there to downgrade to Skype. Okay, so you need to specify why are you downgrading. Let's say Engoo is not working. Once you downgrade to Skype, there will be um, the Skype ID. I mean, the Skype ID of the student will pop up. Okay, so you just need to copy that and call the student using your Skype. Okay. All right, so that's the student request. So we're done with that. Let's go to the lesson flow. So I suggest, I highlighted that you need to learn it by heart. Okay, because this is the same flow that you're going to use even if you pass the demo lesson already. So it's the same flow. Okay, so you have to learn it by heart. Okay, so the first one for our lesson flow, the first one is the simple greetings. Of course, you need to smile and wave. For example, hello, my name is Leianne and I will be your tutor today. How do you want me to call you? Okay, so never ask, what is your name? Okay, of course, it's not awkward, but it's better to use this one. I don't know, but it sounds more friendly for me. Okay, and then once the students say, I am Irie. Oh, nice to meet you, Irie-san. So always add san, okay, because that's their honorific. So, and then of course we have to ask, how are you today? The student says, oh, I'm good. Oh, that's good to hear. So, that's for like a small talk to build rapport, okay? Of course, you don't want the lesson to start right away, right? So you better have a short or a small talk so that you can have a better connection with the student. Okay, then after the simple greetings, the next flow will be the quick AV check or audio video check. So you need to ask the student if he can hear and see you well. Okay, so I already provided here like um, your sample spiel that you can use for this video check. Okay, so for example, before we start the class, Irie-san, I would like to ask, can you hear and see me clearly? Oh, it seems your webcam is off. Would you like to share a video with me today? Okay, so why did you ask this? Of course, the student might, forget to turn on their video, so do not assume that they want to close the video or they don't want to share the video. So that's why you're gonna ask them if they can share it. But if they say no, then you can say, oh, sure, it's okay. Let's just continue with our class, okay? Like that. we're done with that, now let's go to tip 3, or I mean lesson flow number 3. So this is sample introduction, or your simple and simple, not sample, simple introduction, if it is requested by the student. So okay, always make sure to check your student request prior, because there are students that they don't want to have an introduction. Okay, so always check that. So if an introduction is requested, introduce yourself properly. So always the tutor will start first. Okay, that's the standard. So the tutor and then the student. Okay, so give your name. You can tell if you're from the Philippines or from what country you're in, and then you can include your hometown. Then, of course, some of your hobbies or interests, but too long. That's why it's a simple introduction, okay? And don't focus much on yourself. So that's why you're just making it short. And after that, you need to ask a student, how about you, Arison? Would you like to share something about yourself? So, of course, listen carefully on this part, because you need to ask at least 2 to 3 follow-up questions based on their interests or hobbies or whatever. Okay? So, like ask, for example, the student said, I like watching movies. Oh, that's nice. What is the last movie you've watched? Why do you like it? Something like that. Okay, so make sure that you will ask 3 questions. All right, so that's also for building rapport. Okay, and make sure that the question that you will be asking is based on the introduction of your student. Okay, don't ask. Example, the student say, "I like movies, eating, I like sports," and then you're gonna ask, "Who is your favorite, or what is your favorite color?" What? So that's why you need to make sure that it's relevant to the answer of the student. Okay? Right. Now let's go to lesson flow number 4. So this is the simple consultation. So on this part, you need to confirm the student request of the student. Here, so you need to ask if there are additional requests, or if he or she wanted to use the lesson type that she requested. Okay, or maybe she wanted to change. That's why you need to confirm that. Okay, so after that, the next flow will be the lesson proper. Okay, so follow. Okay, so for demo lesson, as I mentioned earlier, so the first demo will be your daily news. The second demo will be free conversation. So for daily news, the student will choose the article. Okay, what article? This is easier than free talk. Why? Most of the applicants that I've talked to said that, or they find it more difficult for free talk, because of course you have to be conversational. You have to ask questions, open-ended questions, and you need to um, make it fun. At the same time, you need to make it informative or educational as well. So that's why they find it hard. Because on news, it's more on spoon feeding. Okay, you just need to listen and repeat, discuss the article. That's why it's easier. Okay, but for free talk, it's all you and the student. Okay, I'm gonna discuss that more later. Okay, so this is the lesson proper. Of course, make sure that you will use your chat box, and this will serve as your blackboard. So if there are mispronounced words, type that. If there are wrong grammar, you need to refine that as well. You need to put the corrections, everything on the chat box, because of course it will be easier for the student to remember the things that you've discussed during the lesson, and it will give the student an impression that you are a good teacher, right? Since you are making an effort to correct mistakes of your student. Okay, of course, you need to adjust your speaking speed as well because there are a lot of beginner students. Of course, if the student cannot understand you, you can use your chat box as well to type the questions and they will just read it. Okay? So that's for the lesson flow proper. Now let's go to quick wrap up. So for what wrap up, you need to summarize everything in 1 minute. So if you see that you already consumed 14 minutes and you only have a minute left, so that's the time that you need to do the wrap up. Even if you're not yet finished with the material, you still need to wrap up. Okay, so this is very important. So of course, on the wrap, you need to summarize what the student learned. You can also give feedback for, of course, the good thing and the bad things. I suggest if you give feedback, use the sandwich method. What is sandwich? You start with positive and then negative and then end it with positive feedback. Okay, so that's the sandwich method. Don't focus too much on the negative because they might find it offended. Also, highlight the good things and you can give assignment or can give whatever during the wrap up. Okay, and then of course, lastly, you need to properly say goodbye. You can send a farewell message, but that's optional. Okay, so that's all for the lesson flow. Now, let's discuss more about the two types of lesson that you will need to do during the demo lesson or you need to discuss during the demo. So daily news will be the first type of material that you're going to use for your demo. Okay, the student will choose the article. So how to conduct. First one, there will be an exercise, vocabulary exercise. So this is just listen and repeat. So you need to read the words, the meaning, and the sample sentence, and let the student repeat. Okay, and then after exercise 1, exercise 2. So this is the article. Okay, you can ask the student if they want to read it alone or they wanted to read it with you. And also, if you can ask if they want to read it by sentence, sentence by sentence, or paragraph by paragraph. Okay, it's always their choice. Okay. Next, after the article, there will be discussions about the article. Okay, there will be questions there. You need to encourage the student to share their opinions and ideas about the article. And then don't argue. Always remember, don't argue with the student during the discussion. You might have a different opinion with them, but don't argue. Okay? So, what else? Of course, you need to correct them, but do not overcorrect because it might be offending or annoying to them. Use your chat box, and if the student wants to skip an exercise, that's fine. Okay, you don't need to force them to do it. Example, the student will say, "Okay, let's skip exercise 1. Let's just read the article." You do not say, "No, student, we need to do exercise 1." Don't do that, okay? Never do that. You can say, "Oh, sure, we can proceed to the article. Do you want to read it with me or do you want to read it alone? Do you want to read it sentence by sentence or by paragraph?" So you can ask that. Do not force them to do a specific exercise. Okay? Next, I think that's all for um daily news. Now let's go to free talk. Okay, so this will be your last demo. Okay, so first you need to ask the student if they have a specific topic that they want to talk about. For example, do you have a topic in mind that you want to discuss today? Said no, I don't have. Okay, you can. That's the time you can suggest topics to be discussed. I suggest you prepare at least three topics. Of course, make sure that you can relate to those topics as well, so that it will be easier for you to discuss or to ask follow-up questions. Okay, so yeah, that's it. You need to give at least three. For example, music, movies, travel. Okay, and if they're gonna choose one, prepare for questions. Make sure that it will be open-ended question. Avoid a closed-ended question that's answerable by yes or no, because you have to encourage them to talk more. So always remember our 70-30 rule. 70% the student will talk and 30% the teacher or the tutor will talk. Okay, so that's our ratio. Okay, and then once a student asks, or once you ask the student and they will answer, ask follow-up questions. And don't jump to different topics. Okay, stick to one topic. Um, and just enjoy the conversation. Think that the student is your friend so that it will be easier for you to make the lesson more conversational rather than um, just a Q&A. Because it's kind of awkward if you were like one question, one answer, then question, answer, question, answer. It's more conversational um, than a typical lesson. Okay, it should be conversational. I mean, all right, and then of course, adjust to students' English level. Okay, give the student time to think. Give them um, if they're having trouble expressing their ideas or their thoughts, give suggestions, but of course, do not interrupt them if they're still thinking, because there are students that needs more time to express their ideas. Okay, and again, don't talk too much. Let the student talk. Here, um, you can give examples if they cannot understand your question. You can type it on the chat box or give example. Okay, reminder. Listen attentively. You should listen because there are there are tutors that you already ask this same question, and then you're gonna ask it again and then ask it again because you're not listening attentively. They've already answered, but you're gonna ask it again. So always listen attentively. Okay. So again, do not argue or debate with the student. Um, you should sound friendly. Keep it light. Do not ask very serious questions like you know that might lead you to a debate or an argument. Okay, so make just like as I mentioned, like your friend. It's like you're talking to a friend. Okay, so it will be easier for you to ask follow-up questions as well. Also, give verbal and written corrections. As I mentioned earlier, um, you need to listen attentively so you can correct them if they're mispronounced words or wrong grammars. And then, of course, they need to complete their sentence and do not overcorrect. I understand that you need to correct them, but do not overcorrect. So, for example, they mispronounced a word and you ask them to say it again, but on the second time it's still incorrect, and you them to say it again, but it's still incorrect. That's it. Maybe you can just ask them to repeat that twice. And if you think that it's still incorrect, just praise them with you say, "Oh, it's better now." Now you can just give them, positive feedback. Do not overcorrect them, because don't focus too much on the mistakes of the student. Um, it's already that you've corrected them, but do not focus on that specific mistake, okay? Because of course it's annoying. Okay, okay, so that's it now. So suggested topics, as I mentioned earlier, you have to prepare at least three. Keep it light, spontaneous, and interactive, and of course fun. So these are some of the common topics during free talk. So there's hobbies, interests, travel, culture, food, pets, movies, TV series, music, etc. Okay, and then do not or avoid asking personal information. That's a no-no. Okay, for example, you're gonna ask, "Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? Um, what is your address? um, what is your religion," or other taboo topics, especially sexual preferences or political views, religion. Do not ask them like that because it might lead to an argument. Okay? Alright, so that's all for our demo lessons tips. So you can send me a private message so that I can assist you better. And if you find it helpful, just click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and updates about Engoo or ESL companies or tutorials. And also, if you pass the demo lessons, please give me a small favor. You can put me as your referrer on the registration form after you pass a demo lesson. So my tutor's name is Leianne and my ID is P2921. Okay, so thank you once again, guys, for watching my videos. And also, before I end this lesson or tips, I want to say that it's not just about your English skills. I'm actually not really good at speaking English, and I'm not very fluent. I mispronounce words, I have wrong grammars, I stutter, I have fillers, but it's not just about your skills. It's also about your passion, your dedication, your patience, and your um, eagerness to develop those skills. Okay, so I started here in Bibo or Engoo um, 2016, and I wasn't good in speaking English language. That's the truth. I am not. I was not fluent, and I think I'm still not. But I think I already improved. I improved a lot since the beginning. So don't lose hope if you think you're not good enough. Just give it a try. All right? There's, you will not lose anything at all, right? So just give it a try. Maybe this is your destiny, or maybe not. But you will never know if you will not try. All right? So that's all, guys, for this demo lesson tips. Thank you so much for reaching this far. So again, I'm Tutor Leianne, and don't forget to subscribe, click like, subscribe, and share this video if you think this video is helpful. Thank you once again. Bye for now, guys.